What up, guys? Welcome back to another clip. Hope you guys are doing well. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Lindsey Hill and Trevor Bauer case, man. Trevor Bauer was played for the LA Dodgers, a famous pitcher, man. And dude had the bag, and he ran across a modern woman, man, and she took him to the cleaners. We're going to get into it, guys. Guys, this is another prime example of what it is when you're a high-value target, and you have to vet these women. Right, men? You got to vet these women, yo. You got to vet these women. If you don't, you're going to lose a bag out here, man. You're going to lose a bag. That being said, guys, I want you guys to check this out, man. I want you to check out what Trevor Bauer, this is his side of the case, his side of the story. I want you guys to see this, man. He's got receipts to prove that this woman was up to no good. And to be honest with you, this is most of modern women today. And this is where we are. Without further ado, man, we're going to get into it. I want you guys to check this out, man. Let's get to it.
Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. What should I steal? She asked another, in reference to visiting my house for the first time. The answer? Take his money. So how might that work? I'm going to his house Wednesday, she said. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll.
Look at this, guys. Look at this. Are you kidding me, man? Wow. Proof right here. Proof right here of just how vicious modern women are today because they're so broke. They're broke, guys. They are so broke, man. Make it make sense. They're broke. They're broke out here, guys. You have to watch yourselves out here, guys. I don't know what it is about the men of today, man. I don't get it. Let's get it.
Then, after the first time we met, net worth is 51 mil, she said. Bitch, you better secure the bag, was the response. But how is she going to do that? Need daddy to choke me out, she said, being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million.
Another thing, guys, if a chick is calling you daddy, seriously, that is just red flags all the way. If a chick is calling you daddy, that means she has daddy issues. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Red flag right there. Red flag. Let's get to it, man.
Read another text. Then, after the second time we met, former Padres pitcher Jacob Nix told her, you got to get this bag. I'll give you $50,000, Lindsey replied. Her AA sponsor asked her at one point, do you feel a tiny bit guilty? Not really, she replied. Since then, her legal team has approached me multiple times about coming to a financial settlement. But as I have done since day one, I refuse to pay her even a single cent. In August of 2021, Lindsey Hill's claims were heard in court. And during those legal proceedings, critical information was deliberately and unlawfully concealed from me and my legal team.
Like I said, guys, man, look, man, these court systems out here are for women. Am I right, guys? Seriously. I'm not imagining things. This is real day. Most women don't understand what men go through on a daily basis just living here in the Matrix. Seriously. Real talk. It's crazy out here, man. Crazy. Let's get to it.
Information like this video, which was taken by Lindsey Hill herself the morning after she claimed she was brutally attacked, emotionally traumatized, and desperate to get away from me. And now we have the metadata, so there can be no dispute. It was taken mere minutes before she left my house on the morning of May 16th, 2021, without my knowledge or consent, of course. In it, you can see her lying in bed next to me while I'm sleeping, smirking at the camera without a care in the world.
And let me tell you something. Had the roles been reversed, this dude would be under the cell right now. You guys know I'm telling the truth. Had he released this video without her consent, this guy would be under the cell. Am I right, guys? Seriously. This is where we are today in modern society. This is where we are today in the Matrix, man. Seriously. Vet your women. Let's get to it.
Or any marks on her face. I think it paints a pretty clear picture of what actually happened the evening of May 15th and why the video was originally concealed from us. After hearing the evidence available to her, Judge Diana Gold-Saltman found that Lindsey Hill had misled the court. She found her claims to be materially misleading. She denied her request for a domestic violence restraining order, and she found that no sexual assault or non-consensual conduct took place.
And once again, they never get held accountable for what they do. They never get held accountable for what they do. Man, we're doing the right thing. 60% of men not approaching women today, man. Marriage, just down the tanker. Babies, having babies down the toilet. It is what it is. It is what it is, man. Modern women, y'all ask for equality. Y'all ask for equality. Is this what it is? Is this what it is, guys? Is this what it is? This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Let's get to it.
Now, some of you might not know about restraining order hearings. I know I didn't, but I've since learned that it's extremely rare for a request for a restraining order to be denied because the standard of proof that you need to obtain one is extremely low. So you can make of that what you will. The fact is, I was never arrested. I was never charged with a crime, and I won the only legal proceeding that took place without my side of the story even being heard.
Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Give it up for him. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Trevor, I'm going to still have to give you that L, man. I'm going to still have to give you. What is wrong with these men today, guys? Seriously, I don't get it. I mean, no backbone, no sense of discernment. Dude, seriously, real talk, bro. Just some random old chick, dude, you just let in your house and do this to you? Guys, is this stupid or what, man? Is this stupid or what? Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button for your boy, all right? So we can go straight through the algorithm so you guys can see more content like this. Let's get back to it. Let's get to it.
And most importantly, as I've said from day one, I never sexually assaulted Lindsey Hill, or anyone else for that matter. So I sued her, which prompted her to countersue me. Quite frankly, regardless of the outcome in court, I've paid significantly more in legal fees than Lindsey Hill could ever pay me in her entire life.
And as CGA would say, man, no matter how you deal with a chick, you are going to pay. It is what it is, right, guys? You're going to pay. No matter how you shake it and twist it and spin it around, man, you gonna pay. And look at this guy. He's paying. And he's able to do it. Just imagine no regular guy having to go through this. Imagine a regular guy. The regular guy going through this would be under the sail right now. Real talk. Let's get to it.
And I knew that would be the case going in. But the lawsuit was never about the money for me. It was the only way for me to obtain critical information to clear my name. The discovery process in that lawsuit recently concluded. At which point, Lindsey Hill's legal team again came to us with another proposal to resolve the case. This time, however, they weren't seeking any money from me. Having received much of the information that had been hidden from us, a small portion of which I've referenced here, I was willing to agree to the terms proposed. Both parties would drop their respective lawsuits, and neither of us would pay either side any money. I also retained my right to speak publicly about the case, something I have not been at liberty to do since June of 2021. So, as of today, both lawsuits have been settled.
Give this guy a round of applause for getting through it, although, like I said, man, at the end of the day, I'm going to still have to give this L, man, to Trevor. I'm going to still have to give it to Trevor, man, because, seriously, real talk, guys, real talk. How in the heck did you let this woman into your house, just a random stranger, just because she's hot? Are you kidding me, dude? Did somebody not tell you that you were a high-value target going into this thing, man, as a major baseball player? I don't get it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. But, guys, guess what? We got the other side of it. I got the other side of it. The accuser herself, Lindsey Hill. Guys, we're going to get into this, man. Let me tell you something. I saw this, man, and I was just like cracking up because the host of this show had smoke for her. She definitely had smoke for her. Let's get into it, man. Here's Lindsey Hill. Let's get to it.
Yesterday, we discussed the conclusion of former Major League Baseball player Trevor Bauer's lawsuit stemming from an alleged sexual assault and Bauer's recent video in which he released his side of the story with receipts. Joining me now to discuss that is Bauer's accuser herself, Lindsey Hill. Lindsey, I mentioned Bauer's video in which he provided some receipts that, I'm going to be honest with you, make you look like a clout chaser, or I know some people are calling you a cleat chaser because admittedly you were chasing after several high-profile, wealthy baseball players. Trevor says everything was completely consensual. He also released these text messages that came out in court indicating that you had planned the whole thing out. So I want to read some of these texts from you to a friend between the two of you before you met Trevor, this one. Next victim.
And look at her. She just looks like just your random American looking, just plain looking blonde, man. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. What are these guys doing, man? There's nothing special about this chick. Nothing special about this chick. I think this, like I said, I think a lot of these guys that are going into the major leagues these days are just very insecure dudes. Seriously. This chick is just a regular run-of-the-mill cereal box looking chick, man. Are you kidding me, dude? You lost a whole bag, Trevor, over this. Seriously. Real talk, man. Let's get to it.
You met Trevor, this one. Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. Okay. Victim is an interesting choice of words. I'm going to allow you a chance to explain yourself. But after you agreed to meet, you asked your friend what you should steal. Your friend answered his money. He says, another one from you to a friend, I'm going to his house Wednesday. I already have my hooks in. You know how I roll. With a screenshot in which you told him, tryouts don't scare me, Bauer. Pick a day and I am there. Here are some more after you and Trevor met up. Net worth is $51 million, to which your friend responds, bitch, you better secure that bag. Your text, need daddy to choke me out, being an absolute whore to try to get in on his $51 million. You say this wasn't a setup. How can you expect anyone to believe that?
And I guarantee you, how much you want to bet that this chick is not going to take any accountability for anything she's done, man. I guarantee you. Because accountability is these modern women's kryptonite today. It's their kryptonite. Let's get to it.
That's a great question. I really appreciate you having me on to even have this conversation. Obviously, there's a lot going on around this, so I really appreciate people who are asking questions about it. The first thing I want to say is, I think that Trevor did this intentionally with the text messages and how he framed this video. There's several things in it that are not correct. And I just want to start out by saying, it's so valid for people to question those text messages. But the root of the problem here is that he is presenting this as one conversation, when in reality he had thousands of messages to choose from, took those, made it look sequential, which it was not.
How about that? What did I say, guys? What did I say? No accountability, man. No accountability, right? Here we are. This chick is crazy, which I think, like I said, guys, look, from what I've seen, man, what I've experienced, man, and what I've been seeing here lately, man, I look at most modern women real different today. I look at most women in the Matrix real different today. And it is what it is. You don't have to like it. If you don't like it, hit me up in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's get it. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit the like button. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it.
There is no combined screenshot of those things going on one after the other. And as I said last night as well, there's no text message that ever exists. Otherwise, he would have, put it out there, combining, anything about a setup through rough sex, finances all in one. Those were handpicked, and they were from multiple different conversations all before we met up. And I think that the video in general doesn't even talk about what actually happened between us two, which is what would have come out during a jury trial.
You got video of him in bed. Seriously, man, here we go. I mean, whatever happened to, I was just in a bad place. It is what it is. My apologies. It is. Nope. Modern women don't like this. They don't like that kind of talk. Absolutely not. No, sir. Look at her, man. Just your basic run of the mill.
These were all messages that happened before. And then, of course, the video is so valid as well for people to ask questions about. But I do think that video was entirely misleading. He also references the restraining order hearing, which people also have questions about. He says that he was cleared of any wrongdoing, which is actually incorrect. In our civil case, the judge had actually ruled that he had not been cleared of any wrongdoing, and that was a federal court judge. So
I want to get to the domestic violence restraining order hearing as well, but I mean, so you're saying that it's misleading because you're admitting that you did talk about rough sex and wanting rough sex. You did talk about him needing to choke you out. You did talk about stealing his money, but it's misleading because he put them together in the same video as if you had said it in the same conversation when in fact it was separate conversations, correct? That's why it's misleading?
Correct. And as well as not showing, the messages that occurred after where it discusses it strictly in the term of, being a baseball wife or something like that.
Or something like that. Okay. I'm just curious if you know like the statistical likelihood of you texting your friend premeditated texts saying you wanted him to choke you out and steal his money, take his money, and him actually choking you out and those two things not being related.
Yeah, because this is what they do. This is when they call the cops on you and they slide through it just like this. Just like this. No accountability. And you ended up being arrested and going to jail. Seriously. Makes no sense to me, man. I love that this is happening. I love that this is happening because what it does is it gets it to a point to where people are going to stop trusting modern women. Seriously. Right, guys? Huh? Absolutely. Yeah, let's just keep it going on. Let's keep it. Dude, it is what it is. Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
It's a really, really valid question. And like I said, I think you would need to look through each conversation. Those were handpicked. But I can, like I said last night, completely own the fact that those were overly sarcastic, overly inappropriate to some may seem. And it does give off that impression about clout chaser and totally attention-seeking behavior. But I just feel that they have, nothing to do with what actually took place. But it does cause a lot of questions as to why I was, seeking Trevor out. But at the end of the day, there was nothing about a setup with violence and all of this stuff and getting financial gain. It was strictly, a 25 or however old I was at the time, girl trying to get attention from those things.
But the text proved otherwise. And she didn't get any money. She didn't get any money. But you know what, though? She's so sick, just like a lot of these modern women are. She's loving this attention. She's digging this attention right here. This right here is her dopamine high right here. Seriously. She likes this attention, even though she didn't get any money from this. She's liking this. Real talk. Let's get to it.
Phrasing it in a sarcastic way before we met.
Okay, so I've got a couple other questions on that. So you said in court that
get the hitter. Bring the smoke. Right, guys? Because the look on this hoe's face is just full of disgust for her. Full of disgust. Let's get to it.
He sexually assaulted you on 2 different encounters, and you say the first time that you say he choked you unconscious. Clearly the insinuation is you didn't like it, because now you're calling it an assault, but why did you make the drive back to LA to meet back up with him a second time if this man had just assaulted you by your own account?
Facts.
I think that's a really good question. How I phrase.
Oh my God. Why is she answering these questions like this, man? Really? This woman got a demon in her. Seriously. Am I right, guys? Huh? This is so scary, man. This is so scary. Seriously. This woman is sick.
In the past is that I was so embarrassed by the first encounter that I felt something, deep in me to go and take the power back and to be better and to be what he wanted in a sense. And so I don't know. There's been a lot of, through all the processes, witness experts on the psychology of what happens when you are assaulted, XYZ. But there was something in me that felt like I needed to make it better in a sense.
Okay. But you texted Trevor before you met him, telling him you liked rough sex. Then you texted him after your first sexual encounter with him, which you now call an assault. And according to court records, you told him after that sexual encounter that you had, quote, never been more turned on in your life.
Wow. Oh, my God. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Thank you guys again for joining me for another episode, man. Give yourselves another round of applause, man. Huh? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The moral of the story is this, man. The moral of the story is this. Guys, you have to protect yourselves out here, man. You have to protect yourselves. I'm going to tell you this, man. I've been in the entertainment industry since I was, 16, 17 years old, man. So I know a few things. Let me tell you guys something, man. If you're going to be fooling with these chicks, man, out here, these modern day women, man, sign an NDA. Because times are different. Times are different, man. Back in the day, man, when I was doing, still doing it to this day, man. But back in the day, back in the 90s, man, these women were divided up into tiers. You had your lower class chicks who just dealt with everyday dudes. You had your middle class chicks, and then you had your high tier chicks and that was just a very small few sample size that dealt with all the entertainers. And there was a code. But that is no more. That's no more. And those little small sample of chicks catered to those entertainers across the field. Baseball players, basketball players, musicians, you name it. Those chicks catered to them. And it was transactional. Today, it's different. It's completely different. Now it's just you got all of these regular chicks out here dealing with top tier dudes. And it's just so jacked up. Why would you deal with a normie chick, bro? Are you kidding me, Trevor? Nah, man. No, sir. No, sir. It is what it is. But guys, come back again. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.